Welcome to Easy to Follow Tai Chi. My name is Josie. I always start off by saying thank you to our co-host today, Miss Denise, and thank you to all of you for joining in today, and also for those of you who are streaming in, joining us on YouTube. So, this is a Tai Chi experience. It's not a class, it's not a lesson. And what that means is there's nothing to learn, nothing to remember, nothing to memorize. Basically, it's as easy as follow along, do what you see, do what I'm doing, and keep in mind that there's no right or left and there's no right or wrong. So if I go this way and you go that way, it doesn't matter at all. The most important thing is that you always do what feels right for you. Modify a movement, adjust it so that it's comfortable for you. I might be doing something and you say, I don't think I can do that. And just don't do it. If we're doing something and your arms get tired, just take a break and then just join in. So today we're doing standing Tai Chi. Mondays at 2 o'clock, we do standing. Wednesdays at 2 o'clock, we do seated. However, if we're standing and you prefer to sit, if we're seated and you prefer to stand, or if you want to do both in the same session, you're welcome to do whatever feels right for you. For those of you who are new, extra special welcome. And just so you know what to expect after the session, and we're done with the recording, we have about 15 minutes to visit and chat and connect. So please stay. For those of you who are here in person, please stay for the chat afterward. And other than that, I'll get my music started and let's move, breathe, and flow. I am going to do, after the warm up, we're going to do a little bit of play like a cat. And then also I want to show you an optical illusion in Tai Chi in one of the moves that we'll be doing today. So that's a kind of a sneak preview of today. So let's get the music started. And we found that we can't make a perfect volume for everybody. So if you find it's too loud or too soft, please make the adjustments at your end. I like to start our sessions just taking a moment to settle, connecting with the earth, thinking, settling, softening. Our head is light like a helium balloon floating up, and everything softens. Our forehead, our jaw, our shoulders, arms, belly is soft. Let our belly hang out like a Buddha belly. Hips, knees, ankles, everything is soft. Soft like the moss on the forest floor. And taking a moment to connect with our breath. If you want, putting our hands on our belly. And of course, you don't have to. Breathing in, breathing out. Once more. And letting out a little sigh. Do some slow, deep breathing. If you're ever feeling stress, tension, that really does help break the stress cycle. So we'll start off with the warm up. I'll turn sideways. Just follow along. The first one is for the neck. The hands float up to shoulder height, pressing the chin back, drifting out and then down. The eyes follow the hands, floating up, press the chin back, drifting out and then down. Gently loosening up the neck. The second one for the neck is the palms pass each other and the eyes follow the top hand. And then the eyes follow the other hand. Gently turning side to side. No forcing or straining, just gently letting go. Next one is shoulder rolls, loosening up the shoulders. Other direction. And then arm circles floating up and then pressing down. If you want, sinking a little bit, getting a little bit of leg strength, mini squats, and then floating up. The palms face each other, top hand press down, bottom hand flow up, and the palm turns up. And switch, sinking, floating up, creating space in the spine. Palms face each other, gliding in the direction of the top hand, and then the hands switch and glide to the other side. And switch. This is the second warm-up for the spine. And last one. Next one is for the hip joints. The hands float up, pressing back, foot slides to the corner. The hands float forward and the foot slides to the back corner. When we go to the corner on the diagonal, you can see that channel between my feet. It gives us a good, stable stance. You can see how stable that is. The hands press back, the other foot slides to the corner and then slides back. It can slide or it can hover if you feel confident in your balance. Or sliding is fine. The hands glide to the side and the opposite foot slides in the other direction. Glide and slide. Keeping the hands close so that we maintain an upright posture. Loosening up the hip joints. And the third one is hinging here at the groin. I'll go sideways. The hands flow up and the hips reach back. And when the hips reach back, it keeps the knees from going too far forward, keeping our knees safe. Just a mini squat. Next is the knees, loose fist and punch, opposite knee lift, tap the foot. Other hand punch, knee lift and tap. Loosening up our knees. These are very gentle but very effective for keeping the major joints of the body loose and flexible. The second knee warm-up is punch and stepping out with the opposite foot and stepping back in. If you find the back heel coming off the floor, just take a smaller step. If the heel is off the floor, it will be a little wobbly, teetering, and we want to have a good, stable stance. Stepping out, the small lunge. Last is the ankles. Press the heel down, ball of the foot. Heel, ball, heel and ball. Other ankle, heel, ball, heel, ball, heel, ball. Back to the first ankle, outside of the foot and inside, outside, inside, outside and inside. Other ankle, outside, inside, outside, and inside. So there's the warm-up. And at the introduction, I said we would do a little bit of walk like a cat. So we're going to do that. And I wanted to mention, don't forget about YouTube as a resource. If you type in, and don't type in walk like a cat, because you'll get cats walking like cats. But if you type in YouTube, Tai Chi, walk like a cat, there are a lot of videos about this. So we're going to do walk like a cat, just taking a moment to shift our weight side to side, feeling full and empty. Empty means there's no weight on the foot. The whole foot in contact with the floor, shifting our weight. Now putting all our weight on one foot, the heel steps out, rolling the foot down, toes pointing forward, shifting our weight back, turning the toes out just a little bit, transferring our weight forward, and then you can call this follow step, T-step, kickstand, heel, rolling the foot down, the toes pointing forward, shifting our weight back, turning the toes out just a little bit, transferring the weight forward, and follow step. I'm going to step back so you still can see my feet. Heel, roll, shift the weight back, turn the toes out a little bit, and we'll do one more. And notice how the toes come up when we do that with the heel down, and that's why this is so important, so we're not tripping over curbs or little cracks in the pavement. When we heel down, the toes come up. Now shifting our weight back, it's a zigzag, stepping and follow step. Step, follow step, step, and follow step. And now we're going to go forward again, but let's play with just the one step. So step, transfer the weight, and follow step. So this too, you can see is a zigzag, walk like a cat. And some people said they're not comfortable walking backwards, so you can turn around. And I'm going to turn around so you can see the logo on the back of my shirt. Aging with attitude. Step, transfer the weight, follow step. If you're going forward, and then backwards is step, follow step. You could do this at home. And when we walk like this, it develops our muscle memory of how to walk back and forth. And now we're going to go side to side. And when your body gets accustomed to this, it helps prevent falls. So stepping in this direction, step, follow step, step. And it's also for focus. We're paying more attention when we're doing this. Step, just one step, and then reverse direction. One step, reverse direction, and then staying here in the center. So that was Tai Chi walk like a cat. And the other thing I want to talk to you about today, play with, is the optical illusion of the arm. I'm always saying the arms are moving from the waistline. So I'll give you an example. Wave hands like clouds. If you want, you could do this with me. Just do the hands. One hand circles down and floats up. So this is just moving from the arms. You could see the arm movement. But now we always move from the torso, from the core. So the arms are moving from the core. And what I wanted to demonstrate is I invite you to put your arms out to your side like this, or whatever's comfortable for you, and then turn at the waistline. So the arms are staying stationary, but we're turning at the waistline. And I'll show you in a moment why this is important. I'm just trying to help you have the experience of moving from the waistline. So if you want, just watch. That would be better. But we're going to do repulse the monkey today. And the hand drops and goes out to the side. You can see it's to the side, but I'm turning my waistline. So it looks like I'm reaching back, but I'm really not, because the movement is coming from the waistline. And that's different if you don't do this. Don't do this. Just watch what I'm doing. Some people reach back like this. And I don't know if you can see the difference, but it can strain the shoulder. So if you go up to the side, but you're turning, it protects the shoulders. And then the other side, the hand drops, goes out to the side. But because we're moving at the waistline, it's really our side, but we're moving from the waistline. So it protects the shoulders. So it'll look like this, turning, repulse the monkey. So that's the optical illusion that I was talking about. So we did walk like a cat and a little bit of repulse the monkey. So just follow along and move, breathe, and flow. Just follow. The hands float up to shoulder height. The hands melt down to our sides. I'm very comfortable with my feet together, but of course, if you're more comfortable shoulder width apart, please do so. taking flight like a bird. The hands float up, drifting to center, sinking the chi, gathering the life energy all around us. One more. Either foot steps out a little bit, the hands float up in front, and then melting down like wax on a candle, floating up, opening the door. The tide rolls in, the tide rolls out. The hands float up and the palms face each other, and then they switch, and then they switch. Like we're holding a little snow globe in our hands, watching the little snowflakes and sparkles just float around. The bottom hand drops, floats out to the side, and then glides over the other hand. The other hand drops to the side, turning from the core, from the waistline. Repulse the monkey, calming the monkey mind. When our minds are racing, a million things going on in our heads, this clears our minds. Then both hands float to the side, footsteps in, sinking, floating up. The front hand presses down, and the other hand folds in. Sink, press, and fold, all in perfect harmony. Stepping to the corner, the front hand brushes past the knee, and the other hand presses forward. The hands circle around. Brush knee and push. The hands float to the other side. Paint a rainbow as the hands flow over. Footsteps in, sinking, pressing, and folding in. Stepping to the corner, the front hand brushes past the knee, and the other hand presses forward. Brush knee and push. One more. Back to center and sink the chi, gathering more life energy. The hands float up, and then one hand glides over the other hand. The hands separate and then switch sides, embracing the moon. Toss the moon and catch it. The bottom hand comes over the head, the opposite foot taps, and the hand floats over the foot. Other hand over the head, other hand over the foot. Painting a rainbow aura around the crown. Last one. And catch the moon. Stepping in the direction of the bottom hand. The bottom hand floats up and both hands press. Stepping in, catch the moon, spin and press. Fair lady works on her loom, weaving a beautiful, brightly colored tapestry. The hands pull into the heart and push, swaying back and forth like seaweed at the bottom of the ocean, swaying in the warm current. Crossing low at the wrists, the hands float up overhead. The eyes follow the hands up, circling around. Princess in the Valley. Reverse direction, crossing the wrists high, circling down, up and around. Princess on the mountaintop. Last one. The hands circle overhead, coming down to our thigh, up overhead, pulling into the heart and push. Catch the moon and roll the moon. Back to center. The hands circle out and catch the moon on the other side. Stepping to the corner, the bottom hand floats up, both hands press. Catch the moon, stepping in, spin and press. The fair lady works on her loom, pulling into the heart and push. Swaying back and forth. Both feet firm to the ground, so we have a good, stable stance. Cross the wrists, circling up and around. Princess in the Valley. And the arms just float up with our breath. No muscle effort. Reverse direction, crossing high, circling down, up and around. Princess on the mountaintop. Circling overhead, down to our lap, up overhead, pulling into the heart and push. Catch the moon and roll the moon. Watching the moon's reflection on the water. Stepping in, the hands circle out and sink the chi. Gathering more life energy. The hands flow up and then scooping down like we're holding a ball in front of our belly. One hand reaches across, up overhead, and then overhead the palm turns up and then scooping back and holding the ball again. Other hand reaches across and then reaching back. And remember, our arms are moving from our waistline, from our core. Again, other side, reaching back, spiraling palm. Stepping to one corner, the hands scoop down, then the hands float up, and then they turn out as they scoop down, up and then over. Becoming one with the sea and the sky. Stepping in and stepping to the other corner, scooping down, up overhead, and then the palms turn out. Becoming one with the sea and the sky. Back to center, the hands float up, one hand drops, circles up and around. The other hand drops, circles up and around. The hands take turns, wave hands like clouds, white puffy clouds drifting over the lake. Stepping in the direction of the top hand, and then the other foot steps in with the second cloud. step and cloud, step and cloud. This time just one step and reverse direction. Step and cloud, step and cloud. Don't need a lot of room for this. Just take small steps. Wave hands like clouds. Last step and reverse direction. Last one. One hand reaches out, holding a lantern. Foot steps in and then steps out to the corner. And that front hand circles down and floats away. If your lantern arm gets tired, just take a break. Let it rest at your side. Single whip. Circling up, pressing down, floating up. One single whip. Circling up and then past the front knee and then up. Dolphins diving through the waves. And how low do you go? Whatever feels right for you today. Footsteps in, release the lantern, back to wave hands like clouds. Holding the lantern on the other side, footsteps in and steps out. Single whip. Front hand circles up, presses down, and then floats up. Single whip. Circling up, past the front knee, and then up. Dolphins diving through the waves on a beautiful summer day. Feet step out a little wider, hands out to the side. One hand scoops overhead, comes down our side, and then floats up again. Other side, dancing dragon. Now moving a little more continuously, moving like water. Dancing dragon. Hip flexibility and spine flexibility. Hands come down to our lap, sinking a little like we're sitting on a stool, tipping to the side, chest rolls forward, over to the other side, back to center and sinking. Tip the other way and roll. Wag the tail. One more. The hands scoop down, forward, up overhead. The eyes follow the hands up, pulling a beam of sunshine into the earth, scooping down, forward, and then up. Feeling that beam of sunshine, that warmth between our hands. And this is called digging in the garden. The hands come down to the heart, reverse direction, floating up, forward, and then scooping up, gathering the harvest. One more. The hands circle, crossing at the wrists, floating up and circling around, harmonizing yin and yang, creating harmony and balance in our day. Crossing at the wrists, one elbow pulls back, other hand reaches out, the eyes follow the front hand. Both hands flow over the head, other elbow back, other hand reaches out. Again, archer with the bow and arrow. And one more. The hands scoop forward, palms facing up, The elbows pull back and the hands circle around. The hips reaching back. Swimming bear. One more. Palms facing up, then scooping forward, circling out and around. Two hands offering. Offering our love, kindness, compassion, and anything else we wish to see more of in the world. And then both hands together, circling over one foot and circling over the other foot, swaying side to side. Water lily floating on the pond. Feel the cool water on our fingertips. Back to center and sink the chi, gathering more life energy. Stepping to one corner, the hands circle up overhead and then press down as we shift forward and shifting our weight back. Bathing breath, bathing ourselves in chi, life energy. Footsteps in and stepping to the other corner, circling up and pressing down. Bathing breath. Last one. Back to center and sink the chi. Our hands stay down to our sides. The thumbs turn in a little bit. And as we turn out, the palms turn out. Thumbs turn out, looking over our shoulder. Back to center and the thumbs turn in just a little bit. Thumbs turn out as we turn the other way. Back to center, two more. The turtle looks behind. One more. Back to center. The hands float up a little higher. One hand behind the back, other hand to opposite shoulder. Eyes looking over the shoulder. And then untwisting, other hand behind the back, other hand to opposite shoulder, looking over the shoulder. Two more. Twisting dragon. And last one. Back to center. One foot crosses behind, opposite hand on the lower back, and the hand floats up. Stepping to the other side, and when you cross behind, if you have more distance between your feet, it's a more stable stance. Again, the eagle spreads his wings. Two more, and if you want, adding a little stretch. And last one. Back to center and sink the chi. Catching the moon, stepping in the direction of the bottom hand. The top hand presses down, the bottom hand floats up, and that top hand becomes the top of Embrace the Moon. Stepping, parting the wild horse's mane, catch the moon. So we're doing walk like a cat. But just the one step, not the turning the toes out. Stepping back, spin the moon and catch it. Zigzagging back. And even though the cameras aren't on, I'm going to say very nice because I know it's beautiful. Sinking the chi. Catching the moon again, stepping to the corner, the top hand presses down, the bottom hand floats up. parting the wild horse's mane, taking the tangles out of the mane, creating calm out of chaos. Making loose fists, shifting our weight back. The top hand goes behind the back, other hand over the head, and shifting our weight forward. Shifting back, catch the moon, loose fist, top hand behind the back, other hand over the head. 2 more, riding the tiger. Last one. Back to center and toss the moon, catch it on the other side. Stepping to the corner, top hand presses down, bottom hand floats up. Like we're tossing the moon up into the sky, parting the wild horse's mane. Catching the moon, loose fist, top hand behind the back, other hand over the head, shifting our weight forward. Shifting our weight back, catch the moon, loose fists, and spin. Riding the tiger. And last one. Back to center. The hands float up to shoulder height, bending at the elbows, rounding forward. Elbows pulled back, opening up the chest. The eyes look up a little bit. Rounding forward. Elbows back. Spinal cord breathing. Rounding forward and then turning a little bit to the side as the elbows pull back. Opening up the chest, rounding at the center, and opening, turning to the other side. 2 more. And last one. The hands scoop down, resting in each other. The bottom hand floats out, comes down the center, rests in the other hand. The other hand floats out and down the center. And this is called centering, bringing clarity and focus into our day. Stepping out just a little bit wider, the hands glide side to side like willow branches skimming a pond, and the hands float up and the eyes follow the top hand. Gliding to the other side, the eyes follow the top hand. Gazing at the moon. Back to gliding and swaying. The hands float past the shoulders and then circle down, painting on a canvas. Then circling up like a big ocean wave. This is another good example of our arms moving from our waistline, from our core, chin circles. And then back to swaying. And the hands float up in the other direction, painting on a canvas. And then up, chin circles. Last one. Footsteps in, the hands flow up, crossing at the wrists, stepping out to the corner, and the hands open like a fan. Stepping in, cross at the wrists, stepping out, palms forward, and the eyes follow the back hand. One more on this side. Stepping in, stepping out to the other corner. Hands open like a fan. Last one. Back to center. The hands float up to shoulder height and then down. Overhead, backs of the hands come toward each other and then down. This time the foot taps, shoulder height, and then overhead or wherever is right for you and tap. Other foot tap, the crane. Switching to the other foot, tapping is fine, or lifting. The knee just floats up with the hands, with the arms. Focusing other foot, focusing on the standing big toe helps with balance. And picking a focus point on the wall or the floor also helps. And it's okay if we're wobbly, and the more we do this, we won't be as wobbly. The crane. Back to center and sink the chi. This time the hands float up to shoulder height, crossing at the wrists, and the palms turn out. Crossing and turning out. Creating space. The hands come down, palms facing in, and then they spiral out. Floating up, leading with the fingertips. And this is called reeling silk, creating a cocoon of warmth and peace. And this time the palms face up, then they turn out and they turn up. And this is called holding up the sky. And last one. The hands float up overhead, pressing down, up to our heart, and scoop the full moon. And then up. Making a diamond shape with our thumbs and index fingers. And this is called opening the heart. Shine your light, beam your love and kindness to each other and to all living beings. Hands drop, circling up overhead, pressing down, bouncing up to our heart. Scoop another big ball of chi for the day, and then up. One more, opening the heart, connecting with each other, connecting with all living beings. Feet come back together, and one more, sinking the chi. And on this last one, our palms come together, bringing our hands to our hearts, and I end with a gesture of respect and deep gratitude for sharing this time together, and wishing you all a flowing rest of the day. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you to everyone for joining us on YouTube today. And be sure to subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you.